Get ready.
Hey there, Disney lovers and Marvel heroes, and welcome to the first review of Moon Knight. So, Moon Knight was released on Wednesday, but I haven't been able to do the review until now because I have been away with work due to one of my colleagues actually catching COVID, so he couldn't go, so I had to go on a shoot for him. But I am back now, and I'm going to be doing this review, so I'm going to try and do it on Wednesdays from now on, but that might be a little bit tricky if I'm on a shoot and things like that. So make sure to click on our social medias and also watch out on our community page on YouTube just to check when we're actually going to be doing it, if we can't do it on a Wednesday. But yes, so the first episode of Moon Knight was called the Goldfish Problem. So let's have a little look at that. And hello guys, so we are back in the studio, and I will try and do these as lives on Wednesdays, but as it is now Saturday, so 3 days after the release, do apologize about that. But anyway, let's move on. I'm gonna do our spoiler-free stuff first, and then we'll go into some spoiler territory once I've given you the warning. So first of all, did I enjoy this episode? It was good. It was good, but I wouldn't say it was great, but it could potentially be great. So yeah, the jury is out at the moment. I think on that. I am interested in it because it is very different. It is a 16+ rated series, so it's not aimed at youngsters, really. It is aimed more towards a mature audience, and now with the US having parental control as well, you can have more of these because you got a lot of the Marvel ones from Netflix now. So you got Daredevil, Iron Fist, Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and the Defenders, all now on Disney Plus. I do believe it's globally, so yeah, we do have more mature Marvel features on here now, and I think this does fit into that as well, really. So that's quite interesting that they've done that. Acting in it, I thought Oscar Isaac did a very good job in it, playing the role that he is playing, Stephen. Everyone's complaining about his British accent, but I thought it's like I did enjoy it, actually, to be honest, because I have heard people with that accent, not many, but I have heard that accent before, and some of the things he was saying as well, I say, it's like he says, see you on the flip-flop. I say that, and when he said that, I was like, wait, I say that. Felt like Leonardo DiCaprio in that meme. It's like when he's like, but yeah, I think some of it's like latest Gators. I would say more see you later alligator, but there we go, once in a while crocodile. So yeah, that was I think he's done a good job of that. Now we're going to talk more about his accent in the spoiler section, so just keep that in mind there, that we've parked that and why I've liked it, because I'll go into a bit more detail in the spoiler section of why exactly I liked his British accent. And I thought Ethan Hawke did a great job as Arthur, who is this cult leader. And we'll hopefully learn more about him as the series goes on, because you don't really know a lot. Again, we'll talk about more of that in the spoiler section. The soundtrack, I thought the soundtrack was very interesting. To me, it had very much like Witcher 3 vibes, and with like the choral, chorus in the background type of thing, and it's very impactful, and lots of I'm not one to describe music, I'm afraid, but yeah, I did enjoy it, but to me it didn't feel marvelly, like in the title sequence at the end, as most of these Marvel TV shows on Disney Plus happens. It's like usually the title scenes more towards the end, and then the theme is at the end then as well. and I felt didn't feel like a Marvel one. It felt completely different to all the other Marvel TV shows that we've had so far. And it brings me back to Shang-Chi and the Eternals, that it is a brand new type of cinematic universe, television universe, whatever you want to call it now. To me, it it was completely different, and I like that. To be honest, I do enjoy that, where it is a bit different, and because we need to stop putting the old MCU back. That finished with, I think it finished with No Way Home, isn't it? With the second Spider-Man movie, kind of finished with Endgame, really. So that saga done. Now we're moving into the cosmic saga, and you can tell that with some of these characters that are coming out, like Ms. Marvel and what's her name in WandaVision. What's her name? Rambo's Rambo, Phoebe Rambo, something like that. But her character, she gets cosmic energy and things, but cosmic and chaos. But we'll come into that in the spoiler section. So I thought that was quite interesting. That again, it doesn't feel like Marvel. It does, like the series does feel like Marvel, but to me the music and the title sequence didn't feel like Marvel. So that's where it differs a little bit. But the whole thing kind of is Marvel-y feel to it. What else can I say that's spoiler free? It's just because it's just an introduction to Oscar Isaac's character Stephen. So we learn a bit more about him, and it's just his everyday life, and then obviously his world gets turned upside down. So it is cool, the perspective that this episode is run. So things happen in it that there's like gaps in his memory, and it's just like, because we are looking at this character. Now more on that again in the spoiler section. But yeah, I think that is it for the spoiler free stuff. Again, I thought it wasn't great, but I'm not really, it's like I'm interested in it. I will stick with it. I will follow the story because I'm intrigued by some of the characters and the story arc and where it's actually going to go, to be honest. But I'm not like, oh my god, that was the best ever Marvel TV show I've ever seen. But it's just the start. It's just episode 1. So that is pretty interesting there. So that is it for the spoilers. So we're going to be spoiler free. We're going to be talking about spoilers in a moment. Just want to announce 2 things. One, that Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be released 2 days later now. So originally they were going to be posting it on the Wednesday, which I believe was the 25th, but it's going to be out on the Friday the 27th now. Not too sure why that exactly happened, but hopefully it was just like to do a couple of tweaks just to give the extra things, or there might be a lot coming out on the 25th and they didn't want to shadow it, or maybe something else is coming out on the 25th on another platform, and again they didn't want to overshadow, because Obi-Wan is going to be this big massive thing, whether you agree with some of the character designs in it or not. I cannot wait for it. And Fridays to me will be easier to do to do reviews on that one. And also with Obi-Wan as well, you have 2 episodes coming out on that day then, not just the one. So that's pretty cool. And my second announcement is I am going to Disney World. I know we'd said it way back in 2019, but obviously the pandemic hit and I had to cancel my tickets. But now we have booked now to go back to Disney World next year in March. So from the last Saturday in April, so in this month now, every last Saturday of the month, we will be doing some Disney, where am I going there? Disney Park videos. So make sure to click that subscribe button and the notification bell, and don't miss those videos. We will be going taking you through our journey of how we prepared to go on this holiday. Everything from booking the tickets, booking the flights, all the budgeting and like comparing costs and things like that, to booking things, everything, what to pack. We are literally going to be taking you through the journey, and then when we actually go and we come back, we will release daily vlogs for you, which should be really cool, because one, it's changed a lot since I've last been, so I'll be seeing quite a few things. I'll be going to see Galaxy's Edge for the first time, so I can't wait that. But also, it'll be Gemma's very first time going, so you'll see somebody's reaction to to seeing the magic, really, and I can't wait for that, really. But anyway, that is enough for your spoiler warning. We are now going into spoiler territory. If you haven't watched the episode yet and you don't want any spoilers, then pause the video here, go watch it, come back, and then we'll have a conversation in the chat down below. But don't forget to click that subscribe button and the notification bell. But we are going to carry on now and look into some more nitty gritties of it. So, Oscar Isaac's character, Stephen, I thought the way we introduced to him is quite hilarious. That he gets woken up and his leg is chained to the bed, and he's got tape on the door, and he looked very confused, first of all. And that is a really cool way to start it. Obviously, he sleepwalks, and he has these gaps in his memories, so he doesn't really know what's going on. So that's a good way to make sure he's not doing those things. But unfortunately, this other alternate ego that he has, called Mark, he's not dumb, he's intelligent, so he probably, after he's finished using Stephen's body, puts the tape back and re-straps himself to the bed and things like that. And this is where the British accent for me really works, or Oscar Isaac's British accent really works, because it is over the top British accent on there. Like I said, I have heard people with that accent before, and we are so used to hearing Oscar Isaac's accent, so that is why it sounds a bit weird, to be honest. But when Mark is introduced, that is his voice, that's Oscar Isaac's voice there. So that's why you have to have these two separate voices. So the voices that we know Oscar Isaac does, and this like massive over the top British accent, so you can tell this is Mark, this is Stephen. There is a difference between the two. Obviously he does hear another voice, and we don't actually know what that voice is just yet. We just see this this pharaoh-y type bandaged up mummy type character appearing here and there, but I don't know, because if you guys know, because I know nothing about Moon Knight, I haven't read any of those comics, so if you have, then please do pop it in the comments what Moon Knight is, really. Give us a history lesson, because I haven't actually read these comics, so I know nothing about this character, to be honest, and that's why I'm really interested to see where it goes and things, really. But yeah, we've still got that character there that hasn't been introduced. So we know who Mark is, we know who Stephen is, but we don't know who this bandaged up mummy type character is yet. I'm guessing it is the Moon Knight, but maybe he's not. Maybe he is something else. So I thought that was really cool. And those gaps then in Stephen's memory is Mark taking over. And I love the one where Stephen wakes up and his jaw is dislocated and there's blood in his mouth, and that shows like this isn't really for kids, because it was quite a gruesome. It's not like, oh my god, it's really gory. It's like it's not nice for an 8-year-old kid to see, really. I think, but yeah, it's like that was pretty cool. And he was just like, what's going on? And then he was like, oh, the idiot's taking control and blah 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 blah. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was his first realization that something else is happening, and things like that. But we're going to backtrack a little bit now and talk about Ethan Hawke's character, called Arthur Harrow, who is the protagonist. It's not the only protagonist in Moon Knight, but is the only protagonist that we've been introduced to yet. And he's pretty much like a cult leader. Like I said, I don't know much about Moon Knight. I don't know anything about Moon Knight, so I don't really know about his character just yet. So it's interesting because it opens up with his character doing this sort of ritual thing with a glass and smashing it, and then putting the smashed glass into his shoes, and it's like, ow. And then he walks, and then you don't see him then until Steven's woken up in this I'm assuming German town, and he's walking through the streets in the get-up that he's wearing. So obviously I think he's still wearing his shoes, so it's probably like the type of thing of he's punishing himself, so he for things that he may have done or may not have done yet, to purify him or whatever, because the goddess that he is worships and things, the Pharaoh goddess, I need to know their name, I need to learn their name to carry on with these reviews, but yeah, they can judge you. It's very much like Minority Report. I thought that they know if you're gonna do something bad, so they're gonna kill you there and then. And like, it's not. They don't make a big thing about how they've died, to be honest. And 2 seconds. I hear an electrical buzz. Sorry. Ooh. There it is. I got a dodgy cable. I need to sort that out. I just thought, yeah, there's this buzz. It's like, what's that? What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the... Sorry. Jesus Christ Superstar song. Anyways, yeah. So, they don't really make much... they don't dwell on how he kills that woman. Just saying, oh, you're gonna be guilty, and she's like, I've led a good life. It's like, yeah, but you might do something, and then she just dies. She's like pale and just falls on the floor. But they don't like make like a special effects thing of like draining the life force out of her. It just happens. So it's like, that's pretty interesting. He does have his little thing on his arm, his scales that goes back and forth, and then it went red, and it's like, you're bad, you're wrong. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. And he finds, because obviously Stephen tells him in the episode, doesn't he, that he's just I'm just a gift shopist. I love that accent. A gift shopist in the museum in London. London. And I love you when he goes, I'm from London. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah. It's a gift shopist. That's a new one. So he pretty much tells him that, and then Arthur like turns up the museum. He's going, "No, you are actually telling him the truth." And you see a lot of these cult people works in the museum and things. And he's there, and I thought that was a really interesting part now where he judges Stephen, and it's not like going, "Oh yeah, you've done wrong," or "You're gonna do wrong." He just says, "You have chaos in you." And I was like, Scarlet Witch has got chaos in her too. So, are they going to link those two? Are they going to come up and have a little fight? A chaotic fight? So, yeah. So, chaos. Cosmic. That seems to be the massive theme now with the next stage of MCU. What else have I got then? I'm going to be going back over... I'll come up to the little things that I enjoyed about the episode in a moment. I'm just doing the main big themes at the moment. So, so when they done the classic thing of split personality with his the mirror reflection moves differently and stuff like that. So I've only ever seen two ways that they film split personalities, and that's one is with the reflections, and two, the different camera angles for different character, like in Lord of the Rings with Gollum, and they tend to do different camera angles and stuff like that for to show the split personalities. But this one they chose the reflections, and I think that is it's typical. It is your typical one, but I thought it was really good the way that they do it, because he can interact with it, with himself, and it'll be still on camera, and things like that. And yeah, it just shows that he is like inside, and it's like, let me out type thing, because that is the classic thing of like the glass like stops them from coming out, but then they do. And then the final thing I'm going to talk about of like the main big theme, and then I'll just go through little bits and bobs of what I enjoyed in it. You've got the this dog-like Egyptian mythos character coming after Stephen to kill him, but you don't really get much focus on it, which I thought was really good. Because it might have been a really, really good CG character, but sometimes it's like going, oh, yeah, it's another CG character. So they didn't really like make emphasis on it. It's the same as like when they killed that woman, when Arthur held her hands and killed that woman. They didn't emphasize how that happened, and because they didn't want to do more loads of special effects and things like that. So I like that. It was just like it was just emotion moving in the background. It wasn't like focused on an actual like dog head type thing and stuff. So I thought that was really cool. And then obviously the when Mark takes over and the bandages start coming out and the dog thing jumps on him, the camera then cuts to the corridor outside the toilets that they're fighting in, and you see you hear all the commotion and stuff, and you see a sink coming out, and then the dog comes out and he gets dragged back in, and that's the bit you see then in the trailer, but you don't actually see what the character is, I don't think, in the trailer. And Moon Knight is just punching it down, boom, 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 boom. Very violent. Again, not for kids, really, then. But I just thought that was really good that you didn't get to see all the action really there. So yeah, it did enjoy that, and I'm interested to see now, because it ended on that. So I'm interested to see what the next episode, does it carry on straight from there, or will it be another conversation with like, will Stephen go back to the apartment and like look in the mirror and have this conversation with Mark and blah 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 and learn more about the Moon Knight. But yeah, I am really interested in next week's episode. So just a few little things that I quite liked. It's like he was talking to the living statue, and he was like saying, can't have ankle restraints on the bed if he's gonna have a girlfriend. And it's like, well, depends on what she likes, what he likes. Who knows? Don't knock it. But I just thought that was a nice little touch that they added there, because that was obviously an innuendo. Well, not an innuendo, but it had connotations of another thing there. And this date that he was going to go on was going to a steakhouse, and his boss asks, what's a vegan going to have in a steakhouse? I thought that was quite funny. And oh, yeah, we got the Rubik's Cube. He does this Rubik's Cube with one hand. Who does that? Do you guys do that? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, I just thought that was quite talented. Really cool. I think that. Oh, one more thing. When Arthur comes to the museum and talks to Stephen and is talking about the goddess and saying that they were portrayed by their avatar, I'm guessing that's the Moon Knight. Stephen's like, oh, the blue people? So obviously from James Cameron's, John Cameron, sorry. No, James Cameron, yeah. Is Avatar, so they're all in the blue people, and then he goes like, oh, do you mean the anime? So it's like, not many people would get that reference, really, if you didn't know the Cameron's Avatar or Avatar: The Last Airbender anime. So I thought that was quite a nice little touch there. Yeah, that is it. That is all my notes on that one. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I really want to know how you enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it? Didn't you enjoy it? What things would you want to change? And also, if you've got any lore and stuff you want to share, then just pop them down in the comments. Just be warned that there may be spoilers in the comments. I'm really interested to have a conversation with you guys. I'm gonna try and get these videos out on Wednesday mornings, right after it's aired, after I've watched it. I can come up and do it live, so I can chat to you guys live, but I might not be able to do it all the time, so just keep an eye out on our social medias and also on the community page on YouTube. I will try and put it out on there that I might be doing it a day or two later, or like in this case 3 days later. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. don't forget to click on that subscribe button, which is down there, and the notification bell to always be notified about all of our videos. We got our podcasts on Sundays. I was going to say Wednesdays then, but it's not. It's on Sundays, so make sure to check those out. And don't forget, the last Saturday of every month, starting in April this month, we are going to be having these preparation for Disney World videos, and I can't wait to show you how we've been doing it. It's been like a very well organized operation, but yeah, can't wait. But that being said, guys, till next time, bye.